Good evening and welcome to Wholesome Roots. I hope you guys are ready for a fun night. We got some fun stuff up our sleeves tonight.
We have fun stuff every night.
Well, this is true. We're pretty fun. We like to think we're fun anyway. We think we're fun. Do you guys think we're fun? What do you think, guys? Fun, right? Wipe all that hay dust off your shirt, Daddy.
Yeah.
Alright, top chat, make that live chat. Alright, so who do we got here? Sunshine Farms, Johnson Family Farmstead, Faithful Fields Homestead, Stivers Homestead, and that's it so far. Pete's Little Homestead, hello. How is everyone tonight? Just reading some of the conversations. So we have 2 gens. Is that what I'm hearing? No, 3 gens? Whoa. It's going to be confusing. Is it 3 gens in the chat? That's confusing. Deb Kettleson, I'm so glad you made it. It's thanks to you that we're going to be having such a fun night. And Patty McKee is here. Micro Farm Starters here. Mimsy's Garden. Hi, Hannah. Sarah Downer. And Built on a Rock Homestead Curie. Golden A Pyrenees. And Tina Toma and Vera Ross. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Wholesome Roots.
Hi.
3 gens, all with double N's, huh? See, my sister Jennifer, her name has 2 N's in it, but she goes by just Jen or Jenny. With just 1 N. No way I would miss this, right, Deb? So, for those of you that don't know, we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day this weekend.
Whoop, whoop.
And, we're gonna have some corned beef and cabbage, right? Good old boiled dinner. And, we're pretty excited about that, but even more so, we're excited about decorating this right here, this beautiful red beard. For those of you that were with us at Christmas time, you will know that it was way too much fun when we decorated his beard for Christmas, and we had to do it again, thanks to Deb. Deb Kettleson sent us some bubbles to decorate him with. Yep. Alternative Small Holdings, hello, Jasmine, how are you? Big Wave, Florida, Debbie Jackson, Ison Family Farm, Adkins Family Homestead, and Tammy Perryman. So just got a few more people in the room now. So we won't get started too early. Wait till everybody gets in here. Oh no! Is she okay, Atkins Family Homestead? I hope so. Broken arm does not sound like fun.
Yikes.
Ryan is such a good sport. Look how happy he is.
Yeah.
He looks concerned.
I just go with it.
I literally just realized St. Patty's Day is soon. I'm so out of touch. Oh, it's all right. I wonder if turning on slow mode would help you keep up with the chat. That's what Two Family Homestead. I don't like to do that because when I'm trying to comment on a chat that's on slow mode, it keeps telling me I can't comment, and that's hard. I don't like not being able to comment fast. I'm a fast typer. That's why I moderate so many people's channels, because I'm so fast at hitting that button and getting rid of the bad comments from trolls. Joe Hanning, The Petite Plantation. Did I miss anybody else coming in? So glad to have you all.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes, happy Friday. Ready to enjoy the weekend. What do we have planned this weekend? Planting. We got to plant strawberries, peas, carrots, beets. You're going to plant all of that for me.
I was going to say eat leftover pizza.
Oh, that sounds boring. So tomorrow night, I'm actually going to be a guest on Hesitant Homestead's live show about goats. So you guys will have to check that out tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Hesitant Homestead's channel. And also Jen from Sunshine Farms and the Stivers Homestead. Who else was in it? Ison Family Farm says the quail eggs are in the incubator. Awesome. My head hurts. I collided with the side of goat horns while milking.
Ouch.
Oh, I now have a pump on my forehead. Oh, that sounds painful. Hello, Edel Hanley. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Eating pizza sounds good. Yeah, gluten-free pizza is not as good as regular pizza. I'll just say that. Carla W., you made it. Hello. I know you've been off the last couple of weeks with late work nights, so I'm glad to hear that you've got an early Friday night.
Is it light flickering?
Our quail stun. None hatched. Johnson Family Farmstead, where did you get your quail eggs from? I'm so sorry to hear that. Was there any power failure in your incubator or anything that you can determine was the reason, or did you get them from a bad source? I had a batch that really didn't hatch well from a bad source, so I totally feel you. Hello, Wendy Weddle. eBay. Oh, I'm sorry. You definitely should write what is it called when you tell them eBay how they did?
A review?
Yeah, you should write a review.
Feedback. I think on eBay it's called feedback.
So that, yeah, other people will know. What kind of incubator are you using for the quail? That's a good question, Sunshine Farms. We just use our plain old Hubabator styrofoam incubator for everything. I can't wait to get some emu eggs. Ryan still says no. Someday, when I get big on YouTube and I'm making lots of YouTube money, then I can afford to buy emus.
What on earth would we do with the emu?
They told you they're cute.
Eat them.
So we've been
That's what I
talking
heard.
about getting emus since we began this channel. Like before we began the channel. And it's just been one of the things I want. Emus and peacocks and alpacas. But they're cute.
They are big.
We are putting in a pretty good sized garden, I think. What did we measure? Do you remember?
No.
It's like 100 by 50. You found a bee video?
Good
Awesome.
job.
Have fun watching it. Liam is really into the bees. He's been watching YouTube videos on kids' YouTube channel. There's a, what is her name? It's like Maddie Mady. And she does bee videos, but she does them like in a really sing-songy way for kids to really enjoy it. I'm like, this is awesome. He's like telling me stuff about bees now. And he's 3. Peacocks and alpacas are on my list. Ray, I want some Ray. Okay, I can't wait to get our first flock of chickens. We've been farm sitting for 2 years, but now the big question is, do we build the coop and get chickens or build a tiny house? Ooh, that's a hard decision. A house over your head might be a good idea. Oh, hello, Samson Farms. Good to see you. Did anybody else come in while I wasn't looking? We have 40 people watching, so we're a little below average right now. So we're gonna, I guess, should we get started
I guess.
with our fun times?
Why is this light flickering? It's bugging me.
How are your bees? The bees are doing great. They look really good. We're gonna open them up tomorrow, right? It's not raining tomorrow.
No, it's not.
So we're gonna open them up tomorrow. Ryan is gonna be with me this time because he now has a bee hood and everything, so he'll be able to help me, and we're going to take out the 2 quarts of syrup that are in there and probably have to refill them by now, so they'll probably really need to fill up. They'll probably be empty.
I think tomorrow's going to be cooler too, so they'll probably won't be as active.
Well, if it's below 70 we can't do it.
Well then, yeah, we won't do it then.
It's going to be below 70 tomorrow?
Pretty sure the high's in the 60s.
I think, or is it below 60? It might be 60. Hashies. Rose, I sent you a message on size for Liam Bisu on Facebook. Hello, everyone. Hello, Paige. Hello, Kaz Marsh. Did I miss another question? I thought I saw another one. Hi, Vivian. Glad to have you. Not my daughter, Vivian, for those of you.
Well,
She just found out about Vivian, my daughter, from the last video with her in the end. Only 20 thumbs up. Let's smash that like button, please. Thank you, Samson Farms. Where did you get your bees from? We got our bees from a local friend that has been doing bees for a while, but he's just gotten into being able to sell some of the nukes. And he's at Finney Farm, if you're in the area locally. Goldshaw Farm, glad to have you. So glad you could join us. Thank you for moderating. Thank you, Sunshine Farms, for moderating. We appreciate having you guys here, keeping the trolls at bay. Did we have another moderator in here? It seemed like there was somebody else earlier talking with Blue Wrench, but that was just Jen, I guess. She's awesome, and she was keeping the conversation going in the beginning when I wasn't here yet. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. All right. So, bees are good. Everything else is good. The potato grow bag video will be out tomorrow. I've had it ready to publish, but today's video was supposed to publish yesterday, but I was having technical difficulties, so it didn't publish till today. So that's how it goes sometimes. What breed of quails do you have? Their call is beautiful. We have Cotrunics. We have a bunch of different varieties of Cotrunics, but that's their main what was it? Not it's a species. There's genus. Science brain wants to tell my science brain wants to tell you a very specific answer, but my Hashi's brain wants to say, yeah, it doesn't matter. So we have the jumbo meat makers, which lay really well, and they're big size, so they're good for when we have to cull the males. And then we keep the females for laying. And then we have the fab feel, how do you say it? Fairy quail. We have those, and then we have the Texas A&M, and then we have a variety of different color quail from Hillshire. Is that the farm?
I don't know.
My Shire Farms. Sorry, I keep apologizing about my brain tonight. I apologize for that. It's easy for me to edit it out of videos. The fact that my brain's gotten a lot worse lately, so I apologize that in the live I can't edit it out. Ice and Family Farm, did you have a question? Please repeat it. I didn't see it. Major Impact Farm is here. How are the goats? The goats are doing good. The babies are adorable. Ison's Family Farm, are you the same Ison's Nursery? I've asked that question too. They are not. Today, I love Ison's Nursery, so it's funny that you asked that. Today I was with a friend and her grandchildren. Friend had a doctor's appointment, so I watched children while friend was gone, while I found Elsa video for a 6-year-old girl to watch. Adwood video. This was not kid friendly. Oh, that's a bummer. I don't like that when they do that. My kids have the YouTube Kids app. Was it a YouTube Kids app? I know that there's been problems with that app as well, with non-kid friendly. I love you too, Liam. Do farm-raised quail taste different from wild quail? I've been told yes, very different. So, My Shire is a great supplier. Our jumbos came from AJ Farms in Virginia. Hey, Patty and Art, good to see you. Hello, Just Bee Farm. We were just talking about the bees. Liam, honey, can you go in the other room with your video?
He's in the other room.
Then why did it just get loud? He's right there at the door.
I think if you say his name, he's going to come this way, so just...
Oh, okay. Yes, okay, so Just Bee Farm, is it 60 degrees or above that we can open the hives, or is it 70? I was thinking it was, I said 70 a minute ago to Ryan, but I think it's 60. So we're talking about how we have to get in and give more feed tomorrow. All right. I really like the jumbo quail micro farm starter. I really like them because they lay jumbo eggs, and they lay a lot of eggs, and they're great for the male being cold. When you hatch out a bunch, you can separate the males and keep 1 or 2 for breeding, and then you have a sustainable meat supply. I loved the goat birthing video. My 5-year-old was amazed. It was wonderful for him to see something so special. Thank you. That's awesome. Patience and virtue are great, Pia Hess. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a live. Rose, I asked if I reinforced my quail coop really good. Can it be on the ground? I've heard yes and no on that. So it's, I guess there's some different state laws on that as to whether or not you can sell the eggs. So if you're planning on selling any eggs, you would need to look into your state laws on that. They cannot be on the ground in Georgia. Broussard Homestead just became beekeepers too. It's so exciting. This is our second go at it. Our first time, we had them for almost the whole year, and then in the dearth, we lost them because we were told not to feed them. So we're making sure we give them food this time. Unfortunately, our mentor, who had like 10,000 hives, literally, told us not to feed. And I don't know why he told us that, but yeah, so there's going to be some issues with keeping them on the ground, Ison's family farm, as far as they will bury their eggs and you won't be able to find them, and then you won't know how old the eggs are when you do find them, and they have more bacteria on them when they're on the ground, so you run into more bacteria issues. 60 degrees is just fine. Just finished inspecting my bees, and here is 55 degrees. Okay, good. I want bees, but I'm allergic. Oh, that stinks. Picturing a green beard. Okay, Zan Riley, thank you for getting me back on track for what we plan on doing for the fun show for the beard decorating. Ha 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 ha. Sweet Pea Farm NY, good to see you. Hi all, just in from chores. My oldest daughter got a hive for Christmas. That is awesome. How much did it cost to add 2 hives? I want to do it, but it was expensive. I already had the equipment. The equipment's almost the most expensive part. And then to get 2 nukes, the nukes were 180 each? 170 because we got them early. We signed up to get them early, so we got them for 170. But they're normally 180 for a nuke. All right, decorate the beard. Okay, so I'm thinking that whoever wants to decorate Ryan's beard tonight, we are going to be taking beard donations. Beard decorating donations, though.
They don't really want.
You're going to get something out of this because this is going to be fun. And I will say this. So for every donation that's made, we will add a bauble to Ryan's beard. He's like, no, it hasn't started yet. No. So for every donation made on Super Chat or on PayPal, if you prefer to use PayPal instead, PayPal is wholesomerootsblog@gmail.com. That's our email. And that way YouTube doesn't take 25% out like they do for Super Chats. But either way is fine. Whoa, Carla, we're gonna have to move you straight up to the the big dog.
VIP level.
All right, Carla, you get to ask Ryan any question you want.
What?
Any question you want to ask Ryan.
What does that mean? And
you get to add a bauble and a necklace for that one. So would you like a gold necklace or a green necklace? This is awesome. Crop. Decorating him with poop emojis. We should have gotten some poop baubles.
They probably make them.
Hey Kim, good to see you. All right, so Carla, green, she said.
Okay.
You're gonna put it on yourself. All right, and you get to ask him any question if you would like to.
What's the question thing? That's different.
I thought that they needed more of an award, reward for their generosity. So tonight we're going to be using anything that's donated in the Super Chat or in the PayPal tonight is going to go towards our bulk herb purchase so that we can begin mixing our own herbal formula for our goats. So I've been doing lots of research and trying to find the best prices and stuff. So I'm ready to make that purchase, but after adding up how many herbs I'm looking at purchasing, I was hoping that maybe we could have a little fun. Yeah, poor Ryan. Ryan loves it. He pretends not to love it, but I swear he loves it. So for any of you that want to make a donation towards the herb fund, you will get to ask him a question and add a bauble to his beard. I have some jingly small balls, and I have some large green balls, and I have 2 shamrocks. And for the major big donations, we have some beads. So this is going to be fun, right? Samson Farm. All right. What question would you like to ask Ryan?
Carla asked, when are you going to get Rose an alpaca? I don't know. I can't honestly answer that because I don't know when everything's lined up right, I suppose.
Yeah. We thought it was right before Christmas, but then it was so wet and he couldn't build. And so, because I want him to build a separate shelter for the alpaca because they're so much taller.
All right. So we got our bauble.
Sorry about that, suburban hillbilly. That's to each his own. We're decorating Ryan's beard. You guys had so much fun with that last time we did it. Samson Farms has no questions. Okay, is this a good bauble? You do any choice on placement? If you have any requests for where you want it placed, let me know.
No questions.
All right, Sarah down a beard decor. I would also like to request a winemaking fun fact.
That's
a good one.
A winemaking fun fact is.
And do you have any preference on a jingly bauble or a larger bauble or a shamrock bauble?
You can make wine from all sorts
Good
of
questions.
things. And I think it's an interesting fact that you can make wine out of things like root vegetables such as beets and carrots. That's what I found interesting when I started to learn. So
yeah, we made both a beet and a carrot wine, and they were both really good. I really liked a carrot wine. That was really good. Hello, Gons. Good to have you here. If anybody else joined us, North Star Prepsteader, I see you're in here. Green Dream Project, I see you're here now too. So we got 48 people watching. That's a lot less than usual. Is there another live show going on?
I don't know.
Anyone?
All right, well, we don't have to just do this. That can happen as it goes, but...
Wait, did I put one on? That was for... So I got to put one on for Sarah, right? Did she say which one she wanted? I don't think she did. Or I missed it if she did. Y'all, we're just having fun with this, and nobody's required to do anything, so I hope it doesn't offend anybody else. It's kind of funny when a longtime subscriber gets offended.
Well, we won't hold that against anybody. And I do look ridiculous, I'm sure.
You look awesome to me.
It's all for fun.
Yep. And that's what we like to do here is have fun. Sarah says Shamrock. Oh, thank you. I missed it. Thank you guys for watching out for that. Sorry.
Ow.
Sorry. Gonna remove part of his beard here.
Yeah, garlic wine, that's fascinating.
Oh yeah, I
don't
saw
think
James.
that I wouldn't want to just drink it to drink it, but as a cooking wine or medicinal, then maybe it's got some uses there, but that's not what I would want to drink sitting around.
Yeah. We saw James at the Happy Homestead posted a video for making garlic wine, and I was just like, whoa. Thank you, Big Wave Florida. I appreciate that. Blue Eye Leathers, hello. How do you like it? It's pretty, huh? Oh, so awesome. So if anybody has any questions, fire them off. If you want to know more about what's going on.
The greenhouse shelves Ryan built doing.
I love it.
They're doing great. We haven't put them to full use yet, but it's ready as soon as the tomato seedlings are ready to go out there, and some of the other things.
Yeah, as the things are ready to be brought outside, it'll be really, really helpful. We've got a lot of little tiny baby tomatoes started, so that's fun. A couple of hundred, like 300 or 400, somewhere around there. Apparently you can put your chat on slow mode, makes it easier for you to read all the comments and keep up with it. Yeah, slow mode actually stops people from being able to comment, and that's why it's slow. So I haven't done that. Hey, Ryan, we got another question for you from Jess B Farm.
Have I ever been stung by a bee?
Let's get a jingle going.
I have.
Unless you have a preference on which bauble.
I have been stung by a bee. I've probably been stung more by wasps than yellow jackets, and I have very, very large local reactions to those. I haven't got stung by a honeybee recently, so hopefully it wouldn't be as bad as a wasp or a yellow jacket, but it's the same venom, so just different concentrations. So hopefully I don't have to find that out. I mean, I'm not kidding. When I got stung by a wasp on my hand, like, it swells from my hand up to my elbow. It's kind of scary.
But not always.
The wasp stings are always.
You had
like
that one on your toe that just stayed on your toe. That was at the old house. So maybe that was before you started having more of a reaction.
I think that might be because it was so far away from my heart. Maybe. I don't know.
We do have a EpiPen in the truck just in case.
Yeah, I have an EpiPen just in case.
My only concern would be if he got stung right here. That could cause problems. He's not truly allergic, but...
The day of the last solar eclipse that we had, a couple years ago, I was at work that day, and I went into a wood pile. This is when I worked at the sheep farm, and I disturbed a yellow jacket nest, and they stung my hand, and it swelled up to my elbow. But I also got stung on the back of the neck, and that did not get as bad as I thought it would. So, I mean, like I said, I don't want to test.
Hey, Homestead in the Highlands. Good to have you, Cheryl. Good night, Kelly from Micro Farm Starter. Glad you could join us for a little bit.
Stivers Homestead, I'm so terrified of flying, stinging things, so I can't convince myself to do bees, but I do have a neighbor that raises them, so I totally support that from a distance. That's how I felt until this go around. I see how peaceful the bees really are, and I'm not afraid of them. I want to
He's anxious to get in there.
So, I feel like it's going to help me be calm by confronting it, I guess. I think being right up there, and maybe if we have the smoke blower, I don't even know that we need that. Seeing them do it the other day without it.
Yeah. That was interesting to me. They were so calm even without
when it's
smoking them.
When it's in the 80s and 90s and they're really active, I don't know, maybe it's different, but
I thought I saw a comment I was going to respond to. Did it ever dry out enough for you to plant your potatoes? We have our potato video going out tomorrow, and that should answer your question, because we ended up doing grow bags because it was too wet to do in the ground anyway.
J.A. Golden Pyrenees. Yellow jackets are the spawn of Satan. Words cannot articulate how much I hate those things.
Ryan used to say something similar.
Yeah.
I was stung by a few wasps and had a terrible reaction, but I still want to get bees in the future.
It's the same venom. It's the same venom in ants, fire ants too. So when I get bit by a fire ant, my whole arm doesn't swell up. So that's why I think the concentrations just have to be different.
Yeah. Or maybe the wasp knew you were being mean and talking about them behind their back, calling them bad names.
No, they struck first.
The only time I suit up is when I'm really going into the hive. Simple things in the hive or around the hive, I don't suit up, and it's rare that we use smoke. That's good to hear, because, like, the other day, Ryan sent me I had checked on the bees in the morning. It was, like, the second day we had them, or the third day, or it was, like, one of the first days. And I looked at the bees, and they were going in and out and in and out, and then it rained that day. And after the rain, Ryan went out and was doing evening chores, and I was freaking out when he sent me a text and said there's only one bee. And I'm like, no, that's not possible. He's like, I only see one bee. And so I went running out there with no suit on, no gloves or anything, and I saw no bees going in and out either. And I was like, they couldn't have swarmed already. We just installed them. And so me being brave, I was like, I don't have time to go I need to know if my bees are gone or if I'm like gonna start looking up in the trees for a swarm. And so I lifted the lid just enough to see, and they were in there. And I did it in both hives, and I did that without any suit on, and I was so proud of myself. Bees get agitated usually when it's cold or cloudy. Good to know. It's always been really sunny and nice when we've looked at them, so that's maybe why they've been nice and chill. I really want bees, just don't know anything about them. Neither of us have ever been stung. We live so far out. If we find out we are allergic to a sting, it would be dangerous. Oh, yes, that would be scary. You know, that is scary. In time, you will get to know the temperament of your bees. Don't go in front of the hive, only work from behind. Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, because their path. They kind of got mad when I set up the camera for a long stream of video. Rose, have you heard of Houdini, the I-65 goat in Kentucky? It somewhat rings a bell. I think maybe I've seen a Facebook post about it. Does he live like in the wild and nobody can catch him? Is that what I'm thinking? We have carpenter bees. They are kind of cool. They make these perfect holes, although they're also obnoxious. Yeah, carpenter bees can be very damaging. All right. Fire ants are awful. I'm not a fan of them. I actually just got some organic fire ant control sent to us off of our wish list that I'm really excited to use because they have tried moving into our cuttings, and when I go to transplant cuttings, I have to handle the root ball with the soil and the ants. So yeah, I gotta get rid of them. Sorry, I know that my head feels bad right now. Oh, you need to stop butting heads with your goats.
Yeah.
Get it? Oh no, they got in his pants. Ants in his pants. Oh. Love it. Love the jingle beard. So if anybody new has joined, we're doing add a bauble for donation to the herb fund for the herbs that we're going to be purchasing for our goats to mix our own herbal dewormer and immune boost. Look for your local bee club and visit them when they have their meetings. You will learn tons of information and meet people that will help you. That is the best advice you could give. That is absolutely the best way to do it. Also, take a class. You know, before you get bees, go ahead and take a class. I took an all-natural beekeeping course. It was a full-day course, and it was really interesting. And I learned a lot. And then I attended some of the meetings, too, and it was like, wow, there's so much information.
Yellow jackets.
Let us know how it works, Rose, because I found nothing that works for fire ants. I've used this product before. It works beautifully. It's called Come and Get It. And I did add it to my Amazon storefront under garden section. We were told neem oil will get them to move away. It doesn't kill them, but it gets them away. A lot of insects are deterred by the smell of neem. They don't like it, but it's not a definite, for fire ants, I don't know how well that would work. Gon's got a new puppy yesterday. Congratulations. Oh, Homestead in the Highlands. Do you have a question for Ryan or a choice of bauble that you would like to add? We use diatomaceous earth around the hives. See, I'd be afraid to use the diatomaceous earth. Would the bees not crawl through it themselves? Because it affects any insect with an exoskeleton. I did that too. My goal is the master beekeeper. That not there yet, but working on it. Oh, that's awesome. What a great goal. Also, what is the definition of a bauble? Good question. Did I miss something up here? I was thinking I missed. Mm-hmm. All right, so Homestead in the Highlands and Deb, they both want any jingly thing is what there we go.
Any jingly thing.
Homestead in the Highlands. Cheryl, thank you.
So that should be 2 baubles because Deb just...
And then Deb, I'm waiting for her to say if she wants a shamrock or a bell or a bauble, which I don't know what the definition of. Yeah, a lot of people are saying when I said that these bad for the bees. Yay, blue-eyed leathers! Thank you. What would you like as a bauble choice? And do you have a question that you want Ryan to answer? We're also giving away free questions from Ryan.
I didn't know about that.
Put a paste of meat tenderizer on bee stings. Worked for my friend stung on her foot. I've heard that before.
I've tried everything for stings. I've tried...
Herbs are good to have. That is for sure. Did you say you have bells? Well, these are not shaped like a bell, but they are a bell. They jingle, jingle, jingle. Love that for the herbs. Go get the herbs so brilliant people can help.
See, yeah, that's
so brilliant that people can help.
Yeah,
that's what it is all about. We're wanting to help people. We're going to be sharing our herb recipe with you guys for free. We are not selling it.
We didn't go out and buy these baubles to do this.
Yeah, we had a friend donate them. So, have you tried vinegar? Yes. Or raw onion. I don't know that we've tried that.
I've tried vinegar. I've tried tobacco. Tried all kinds of things.
Thank you guys for your generous donations. It's truly appreciated.
Really, Benadryl.
I dare Ryan to sleep with his beard decorated.
Benadryl, topical ointment, popping Benadryl pills, and ice. Really, ice is like when my hands are swollen, I just want to put them in the biggest bucket of ice water and just leave it there. That's like the only thing I can do.
Chewing tobacco, I've also heard that. Tobacco.
And I think the tobacco stuff's like you have to do it right away, but once you know it starts swelling, you're kind of past the point where anything's going to help. Topically, anyway.
Cold comfrey compress. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I'm loving all these suggestions. So how many of you guys have bees? I know we've got a couple of you in here. When did I start my YouTube channel? It was a long time ago in a land far, far away. It was the August of 100 Days of Growing Foods that Justin Rhodes was doing. Is that when we started watching him? Because it was when we started. Yeah. That was the first time I ever watched YouTube. I didn't know that there was a YouTube homesteading community. No idea. I've got my kidding pen set up today. Yay! We have hives on top of blocks 20 or so inches above the ground. It also helps control small hive beetle problems. Sampson Farms has a few hives. We are hopefully getting bees this year. I've got to hop off. Bye, Stivers.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, something else related to bee stings. Something I did find that
August 5th. Thank you, Morgan. You're so smart.
That actually did help. right away.
2016.
I use the same method you do for poison ivy. If you go wash with cold water and like Dawn dish soap, because a lot of the venom doesn't go in your skin right away. So if you wash away any venom that's not gone in yet, it prevents it from being so bad. And it actually, the last wash thing I had wasn't as bad because I did that, or at least I want to believe that.
So we are almost at 3 years in August for how long we've been on YouTube. Feels like it's been longer, but in some ways it feels like it's been less. But thank you, Morgan. Absolutely, Deb. You post any challenge you want. So yeah, we've been doing this YouTube thing for a while now, and we are just about at 10,000 subscribers. We got to do a video for our big giveaway. I got to figure out what the YouTube guidelines are on that. I think we're going to have to use an external third party to enter the giveaway, because there's been some issues with some channels getting shut down for having a giveaway, and I'm not sure what the reasons are. I gotta look into that more. That's why I haven't made the video yet. But we've got a lot of donations piling up. They're up there at the top of the closet. Really cool stuff. We've got a natural goat care book. We've got the whole seed catalog. We've got wool dryer balls from Sweet Pea Farm NY. We've got an assortment of things from my friend Kaylee at a farm on Quail Hollow. We've got soap. We've got the Permaculture Chicken Ninja DVD. We've got bunch of stuff. So lots and lots of cool prizes. Oh, the Baker Creek big package of Baker Creek seeds. So we're super excited for our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. It's going to be really awesome. All right, what did I miss while I was babbling on? Oh, you dropped one. Now you got to find it.
Bobbing for bobble.
Thank you, Pamela Wise. I appreciate that. Can I donate a cat? I don't think they'll let us ship.
No.
I found them on Amazon. Oh, the baubles. Yes, she sent us these baubles so that we could do a St. Patrick's Day fun show. It's when you ask people to subscribe, or we're told people they don't have to and can enter by email too, as not every viewer has an account. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I can donate rocks. Hey, that'd be cool.
I like rocks.
Hey, Rose, can goats eat moringa leaves? Absolutely. It is very good for them. In fact, that's one of the herbs that I'm looking at purchasing with this bulk herb purchase. It's really, really good for their immune system. So I'm wanting to do 2 different herbal mixes, one for mainly for parasites and another one that's mainly for immune boosting, but the 2 can be combined as well. If you have a goat that's not doing well with their parasites and they're having a parasite issue, you want to use both of them. So that's why so many of the parasite formulas are called parasite and immune boosting, because a lot of the parasite herbs are actually immune boosting too, like garlic and ginger. They're all boosting your immune system.
Good night, Homestead, the Highlands. Thank you.
Sleep well, Cheryl. Hey, y'all, I can't stay, but I wanted to drop in quickly before the class starts to say, hey, neighbor and aviaries.
Hey, Robert.
Thank you for stopping in to say hi. So we've researched around the different herbs, and we came down to Mountain Rose, Star West, and Frontier Co-op as the most recommended out of what everybody has recommended to us. But then we looked at price and kind of broke it down from there. And actually, Amazon might actually beat Star West's price. So our first time around, we might just do it from Amazon and get 1 pound of each of the herbs so that we can mix it, see how it works, see what we might need to change and adjust to it before we buy a big 5-pound bag of the herbs. So we'll see. Fun, Ryan. Have a good evening. God bless y'all. Thank you, Pia. Whoops. sorry, I just saw. My grandma always said a goat would eat anything, to include tin cans. That is absolutely farther from the truth than you could get. Goats do not eat anything. They eat they eat things that are edible. They don't eat things that are poisonous. They could eat things that are poisonous, like rhododendron. Elderberry has some toxic in the leaves too, so you have to be careful. But we have seen our goats eat some elderberry and
I think it's like
not
the bark
get sick.
from the wood too. So what's bad about
So I think, you know, in tannins, you know, people say don't feed goats oak because it's high in tannins. Well, the tannins actually help parasite issues. So sometimes, good night, Sweet Pea Farm. Sometimes that can be helpful to fighting off parasites. Can you eventually grow the herbs you need? Probably not. I mean, we could grow probably small amounts of some of them, but it would never be enough for the size herd that we have and the volume that we would have to produce it in. We would need acres of herbs, and we just don't have that ability. It would take too much time, too much money, too much energy. So I don't see that as being profitable or a money saver with this size herd. Now, that doesn't mean that you couldn't do that on a smaller size.
When anyone tunes in randomly and sees Goat Herb Chat and Ryan sitting with bells in the beard, buy a bell, folks.
Ah, that's funny. You can get herbs wholesale from Frontier. They even run monthly sales on their products, which sometimes bulk herbs. Yes, I looked at Frontier's bulk wholesale prices, and they were quite extreme compared to the others. So that's part of the research that I've been doing is pricing too. I mean, I want quality, but I've heard that all of those are good quality. So if they're all good quality, then I'm going to go with what's more affordable.
So do goats know what they shouldn't eat?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Some do, some don't. There's way too many toxicity, occurrences that I've had to help through. To know that they do eat stuff that they're not supposed to, unfortunately.
So
but
some things...
usually they won't.
Yeah. Well, like some things that they eat, and it makes them sick from it, and then they know they won't eat it again.
Right.
But then there's just some things that if they eat it, it's going to do much worse.
And also it depends. If they were in a dry lot and they escaped and they had the option to eat a rhododendron to the ground, they would, because they were so hungry for green food that they didn't care that the rhododendron was toxic. And so they would eat the whole thing, which would cause very severe issues and death. So... buy a bell, folks. You can get herbs. Oh, sorry, I already read that. I must have gone back. Like black walnut, exactly. And it can be toxic in some amounts, but it's beneficial in other amounts. Hello, Changing Winds Farm. We have some new people coming in. Thank you guys for joining us. What if you just grew a field of herbs and let the goats range in it? Would have the same natural... So that's something I've thought about, is overseeding their pasture. But the problem is goats walk around so much that they would disturb the root zone of the plant so much that they probably wouldn't grow well. And it would become an issue of not being able to keep them growing, because they would probably eat too much of the plant and the plant wouldn't be able to regenerate itself. Is it generally safe to let goats clear the underbrush in a wooded area? Generally,
yeah.
Yes. I would go through that area and make sure that you didn't have any bracken fern that's often found in wooded areas, and make sure you don't have any rhododendron or azalea. And what's the
wilted
other one?
Cherry.
Yeah, wilted cherry. So wild cherry, when the leaves wilt, when they fall off a tree and start to wilt, they produce cyanide, and it can kill a goat pretty fast. So it's scary.
So like a lot of times what I do, I make a paddock, I go through it, or sometimes it's near the wood line or whatever. I look out for things that I know are bad, but then before I put the goats out, I get a second opinion. Hey, would you lay eyes on that paddock just to make sure I didn't miss anything? So it always helps to have other people check behind you.
Right. Yes, goats can eat poison ivy. Poison ivy does not harm them at all. They can eat it all day long. They love it.
I hate poison ivy.
They love it. The only problem with that is if a goat's been eating poison ivy and then gives you a kiss, the oils will get on you.
I hate poison ivy as much as I hate wasps.
Barefoot Mama, you think he needs green glitter in his beard? Do you?
No.
Do you?
Mm-mm. That's you're not ready to spend that much. Mm-mm.
The fern is bracken fern. That's the one that's poisonous to goats. Most ferns are actually not poisonous, but that one is. It helps if you're as smart as Rose. I've been IDing plants in the woods for a long time before I had goats. So I actually, before the state park built the new park here in our town, I actually went with the state botanist and cataloged all the plants found in the state park land before there was even a path built. So yeah, I like my native wild plants. They're my thing. I dig them.
That's right, Patty and Art. I draw the line. I have boundaries.
Rose, how did you get the new greenhouse? Ryan, I'll let you answer that one. He is a good sport. Deb said you don't need to do the glitter if you
Thank
don't want
you.
to.
Money talks, though. Huh?
But I was thinking if I used some Halloween makeup and, drew a little, I got this green here. And if I drew a little shamrock on his cheek and then put the glitter on the shamrock, that wouldn't be bad. Then it's not all over his beard.
No, you could put it on your cheek.
I could put it on my cheek. Anyone want me to do it? Anyone want a shamrock on my cheek? I don't know if I could do it on myself. You would have to do it. So anyway, Patty Gilbert says, I wish I could borrow you. So if you have good photos of wild plants, I more than likely will be able to help you get close to an ID, if not a definite ID. Rose, can you talk a little about growing and harvesting ashwagandha? I actually haven't grown it or harvested it yet, but my mom grew it and it grew wonderfully. But she didn't harvest the root. She just ate the berries off of it. Rose, that would work on your cheek too. Do it. Welcome to Chickenlandia. Yes, put it on your own cheek. All right. So Carla, green, yes. What does that mean? You want green on my cheek? I don't have a beard. Can you do a shamrock? I mean, it's just three little circles with a stem. You can do that, right?
3 little circles?
I mean, sort of. Like 3 hearts together.
Clover, I thought. Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you, Carla. Yeah, I take ashwagandha as well, and so I am growing it this year. I hope that it works. I shouldn't be talking while he's doing this, right? Glitter, go, go, go. All right, where's the glitter?
Now, I did use a Q-tip, so don't judge me, but I think that's pretty good for a Q-tip, right?
Oh, I just stuck my finger in it.
Just touch it.
What do you think? Fix it.
Is it there? We need... This is a Q-tip.
Glitter's extra, LOL. Homestead Paradise. Carla, for you, I'm going to do glitter. Because you've always been so generous to us. And I really appreciate your kindness and generosity. It can't do it because it's an opposite. That's why I touched it the first time.
There.
Here, I'll even put a little
Glitter
leftover
is
glitter
evil
in my
incarnate.
hair. I like glitter.
Glitter falls in the same category as poison ivy, yellow jackets, and wasps.
No. So they use the root. The root is what is in the ashwagandha pills that you buy in the store. So, you guys see? Cute, right? Yay, Ryan. Thank you. You're such a sport. Did you have any special question for me, Carla?
And ticks and mosquitoes. Yeah.
Wasps, ticks, mosquitoes, fruit flies, and fungus gnats.
I don't like them, but no, they don't attack me. Those other things attack me. Yes, poison ivy attacks me.
Oh no, you have bracken fern all through the woods. Yes, Ryan, it does. Once it infests an area, you have to burn it out.
Mm-hmm.
Burn out poison ivy? You can't burn poison ivy.
No. Because the oil will be in the smoke, and that could, if you breathe that in, it could.
I don't mind finding glitter everywhere for a month. I like it. Mm-mm.
Unless she means you have to burn glitter out, and then.
I love your beard. Y'all are the best. I used to, back in my youth, I used to use a lot of glitter. Let's just say that. The PayPal name is, let's see if I can type it out, Wholesome Roots blog. Wholesome Roots blog at gmail.com.
Glitter is crafters herpes.
Oh my gosh, it's not typing. Why didn't you tell me it wasn't typing?
I wasn't looking.
I'm a two-finger. You keep talking. You keep reading comments.
Oh, you want me to keep reading? Glitter is crafters herpes. That's fine.
Oh, who said that?
Deb.
All right, is that right? Wholesome Roots blog.
I know nothing about poison ivy, but burning it doesn't sound like a good idea. It's not. I'd say solarize it.
You cannot.
Using cover it with black plastic and wait it out. Let it just die on its own, and then hopefully it doesn't come back. Hopefully you killed it down to the roots.
You're fine, Jen. Any thoughts on goats versus sheep? I'll let you answer that.
Goats.
He has the most experience hands-on with both. I have
in this part of the world
school training, but he has
in this part of the world where we're at, goats for sure. I'm sure there are other places in the world where sheep would prevail, where there's just simply way more grass and not enough other plants. So just depends on where you are, I suppose. I like both animals. I would love to have sheep.
Good point. What do you want them for? So if you want them for dairy, for just drinking, I would go with goats because they produce more. But if you want the dairy for making cheese, I would go with sheep because their milk is better for cheese making. Higher butter fat.
Yep. Yeah, so it really depends. But yeah.
And sheep are not as friendly as goats, at least in general, what we have seen personally.
In this part of the world where we're at, sheep generally aren't built for this kind of heat where we're at. We had them, and they're susceptible to parasites just like goats, but it seems like they were affected more. But it's hard to say.
Yeah, you guys lost a lot of sheep.
We lost a lot
from parasites. Yeah,
but we were, it was a chemical, medicine treated flock, so. Yeah, it's hard to say.
But they fed organic feed.
Yeah, it was organic feed. But, they treated them with chemical dewormers regularly.
How regularly? That could be the problem. If they were doing chemical dewormers on a regular cycle, that would cause parasite resistance and make it so that that it would never work.
But
ever.
Very, very much rotational grazed properly because of that, to help so they weren't in the same area for too long. And we had cows behind them, which cows can eat and tolerate the parasites that sheep can't. So it was, it gets complicated. But I like both.
What are your nighttime temperatures now, Carla? Are you above 50 degrees at night on a regular basis, and from now on, like, you won't go below 50 again. If you're not going to go below 50 again, you should be able to, I would think, zone 10A. What? Grasshopper nymphs indoors on mint.
She asked that earlier. So.
Neem. The neem doesn't necessarily kill the grasshopper nymphs, but it keeps them off of the plants. How did they must have been in the soil, like eggs or something. If it's warm enough, I would put those plants outside during the day and allow the natural predators to come and get those grasshoppers. And the grasshoppers would probably hop off and go find other things to eat, because they're not going to want to eat mint that much, I wouldn't think. If you want fiber, there's more options with sheep. Exactly. There are Angora goats, which we're kind of thinking about, but that's just one of those fun ideas that we talk about at night sometimes. There's a farm here that has gorgeous green pastures and a ton of baby sheep in the spring. It's my favorite. Oh, I bet. They love grass, and goats do not eat grass to the ground. Goats will eat the top of a long grass, but they won't eat down to the ground like a sheep will. What are your low temperatures running? Dolly is a tomato expert, so she could definitely help you with that. Carla. Sorry, I thought I just called Dolly Carla, but I didn't. It was hard to watch Justin Rhodes lose his to parasites. It was very hard. It was really, really hard. And I understand why they were doing that the way they were, because of the reasons that they had. So, I try not to judge them for it in any way. I just felt bad. It was so sad. I felt bad for them. I felt bad for the sheep. It was just hard all around. It's
hard seeing any animal go to that. I mean, don't want to sound insensitive to it, but I've seen it too many times. So,
yeah. 10-day, the lowest is 50. All are in the middle to upper 50 nights. I wish I knew what you don't know what your last frost date is, or you don't ever get a frost normally. That's why you've got to rotate warmers. Only use it when it's necessary. That's the important stuff. And the herbal stuff is an exception because they work differently. They're not working by a chemical reaction. They're working by preventative means. Wow. They are. Your plants are big. I think you posted a picture on my Wholesome Roots group. I think, was that you? And your tomatoes are huge. So you might be able to start transitioning them if you haven't already, at least. Start hardening them off. Putting them out one day at a time, for a little bit at a time each day, and increase the time that they spend outside. Angora goats, if sheared and then cold front hits, it can kill them. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's scary. Carla, I would use a milk jug with the top cut out or a wall of waters. I think she's got a lot more plants than that, Dolly. I don't think we get a frost from what I understand, but this year was not the norm. I think you're probably safe. I mean, it can't hurt to do some of them now, at least, right? If they're getting out of control inside, test it out. You learn what your climate can handle. I am a full supporter of experimenting and testing things out and seeing what you can get from your garden, because it's going to change from year to year, and it's going to change from person to person and location to location. Just here in my town, I have people that last year had asparagus long before we did, like way before we had asparagus in the same town. And we're in a little microclimate right here. And so, you just don't know. One of my friends in Florida has had tomatoes growing for months. It's insane. That's exciting. I agree that about the warmers for chickens. I prefer the herbal treatments. The chemical one that is used the most says right on the package not to use for chickens laying eggs for consumption.
We're past 9 o'clock.
All right. It is 9:05. So all you wonderful people, thank you for everything. All of your support tonight and always, and for decorating Ryan's beard with us. It was a lot of fun. And I got my little face. I keep on looking. It's like a mirror, not a mirror reaction. There it is. See my little shamrock.
I think we should decorate Fluffernutter's beard.
He would totally let us, too. He's such a sport. He would totally let us.
We could decorate Kitty's beard, too. Any bearded goat can have baubles, right?
Yeah. And now the boys can have these because they really wanted these. When they saw them on my desk, they were like, I want to wear them. So when is the next doe due? Not until May 1st. We have two very special, awesome girls due on May 1st. And they both better have does or I'm going to scream. So Daisy May and Fancy Girl are due on May 1st. Can you picture Fluffernutter and Fancy Girl both with their white stripe? Fluffernutter is our buckling, our buck. He's our junior herd sire. He's a bit on the small side still. He's still my baby. So anyway, Fluffernutter with his white stripe and Fancy Girl with her white stripe. I just hope that they have a white striped doe, and then I'll be forever happy. I'll never need another goat again. Well, that's not true. You know that's not true. But you know what I mean. It would be really awesome. Thank you, Deb, for sponsoring this awesome fundraiser event. I appreciate your contribution with the baubles to help raise funds for our herbs. You're funny. You're reminding me of a goat right now. Do your butt. Oh, yes. So, and Daisy May, we've never had any of her offspring. So I'm really excited to see what babies she produces and if they have spots. I hate to admit that. As a dairy woman, I shouldn't care about colors and spots, but I do. The spots are so pretty. So we're super excited about those two. And then after that, it's going to be Fancy 2 in the middle of June. So we're staggering more this year so that we have the right amount of milk for our family so that none is going to waste. Our grand plans of having a farmer's market milk supply was kind of smashed by all of my Hashimoto symptoms. So we're making do with what we have. And super excited to have plenty of options in our herd to choose from. And really looking forward to the garden this year. Our rainbow garden for health this year and the boys' teepee garden really have me super excited. So I'm really going to focus my strength and energy there for the majority of the year. So I need that strength for that. So I can't have it split up between trying to, find buyers for baby goats and find buyers for goat milk. But I'm looking forward to having enough milk to make cheese again, and to be able to make all our own yogurt. Rose's Herbals, yes. It's funny because like my mom is basically like a master herbalist. Just she never went to school for it. She's so hands-on, learned all of it on her own and from her parents, her grandparents and everything. So the old world Lithuanian knowledge was definitely passed down in every generation. So we were really lucky that none of our generations skipped teaching of the knowledge of foraging for food and using herbs for healing and all of those awesome things like fermenting, and stuff. So it's I feel fortunate that I have been gifted the knowledge of generations of women that have been passing it down. So I'm super excited. The teepee garden is so cool. So you know what? I don't think I said it in the video, but we're doing the 3 sisters around the teepee garden. And I'm going to use Indian corn, Indian beans, and Indian squash around the teepee. So the boys are super excited.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Pull your shirt down.
Say hi.
Right.
Say bye.
Bye.
Hey, look, Liam. You get to have a bead necklace now. Yay! Oh, Inside Skate's Kitchen, you came just as we were saying goodbye. I'm sorry. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Oh, thank you, Carla. I appreciate it. Any support is beautiful and helpful and completely extra. So it's very nice of you. Are you joining the Three Sisters collab? I'm not familiar with the Three Sisters collab. Was that on your channel, Morgan? Did I miss it? And you get a necklace.
Alright.
So yeah, I can paint on your cheek too.
Alright.
So thank you from Wholesome Roots. We are going to decorate these boys and we're going to have a relaxing evening. And thank you for all your support. We truly appreciate it. And if you ever have any questions, you know where to find me. Don't forget to check out our Facebook group and Facebook page if you haven't already. With lots of fun happenings over there. I haven't officially kicked it off yet. Okay, well, send me a Facebook message about it and let me know what it's all about. I would love to. That sounds so cool. I'll have to watch how you do it so you can try next year. Night, Liam, and lovely Wholesome Roots family and peeps. Happy early St. Patty's Day. The luck of the Irish be with you all. I was in the garden, but everything looks good in your farm garden. Well, thank you, Rustic Ranch. We appreciate it. Bye. Thank you. Have a good night. Night all. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Did Jen disappear already?
I don't know.
Where's Jen? I was just going to give shout outs for all of my moderators. Thank you. Dolly Perry, Goldshaw Farm, and Sunshine Farms was in here.
Yeah, well.
All right. So y'all have a wonderful evening. And we'll see you soon. Where's the button?
Good night.
Bye.